All right, well, thousands of people have lost millions of dollars and their personal tax information because of tax scams. The IRS says that these scammers are using your regular mail, your phone, your email, even social media to target you, and warning you to be careful before clicking on any links or providing any personal information on websites that maybe appear to be the IRS. So a little scammer tried to do Kimberly Washington over here. She said, "Nah, not having it."
Not happening.
No. What happened to you?
So just quickly, someone called me and said they were from the IRS and they were just saying, hey, you have to provide this certain information right now or else. And I'm like, okay, keep talking. Let me record you so I can use this for my segment. And they hung up.
I got a text message a few days ago even saying like, hey, you filed an extension last year. Do you want to file it again? Press 1. Do not press anything.
Don't press anything.
Don't press anything.
Yes, they're lying to you.
I know,
Definitely.
but what should people know? Because there's multiple kind of scams out there.
So many different scams. Number one, you do want to keep in mind that the IRS is not going to call you like that and say, hey, we demand you provide information right now. They're not going to text you. They're not going to send you any message through social media. So that's a big deal. Usually as an IRS agent, which I was one, they're going to send you a letter through the mail and say, hey, we're looking at your information. And now in those cases, you may get a follow-up call, but in most cases, everything is done through the mail. So you really want to be careful concerning that.
So is there one that's bigger than the other that's really targeting taxpayers that we may not be able to see as a red flag?
There's a lot of them right now. Number one is the phone call, right? And just demanding right there on the spot. You can know just for certain that it's not the IRS. The second thing, it could be some type of email saying that, hey, we need your personal information right now to verify a refund. Also, there's a big one. I was talking to another CPA just recently, and she was talking about the insurance tax credit. She's finding that some of her clients, once she filed a tax return, is being rejected because some people are using their identification so that they can get insurance in the marketplace. So there are a couple of different ones right now, but you have to be really careful and be careful who you share your social security number with and all of your personal data because people are using it for different ways.
How can you protect yourself with this? Even if you take all of those safeguards, is there anything else that you can do?
The number one thing I would say is use what's called a PIN. You can contact the IRS, and I was thinking, hey, I might just get one just because, but if you were a victim of identity theft, you can get a PIN with the IRS, and this way, before anyone can file a tax return, they have to put in this code, and you get a new one each year. They'll mail you a document in the mail. So that may be one way that you can, of course, and if you passing along information maybe to a CPA or a tax preparer, whatever the case, use encrypted information. Don't just send your information through by email. You want to be really careful as you share that information.
Yeah, because tax fraud is no joke. I mean,
It's
that's
no
paperwork on top of paperwork.
Yes,
what else should people know finally, Kim?
Well, if you have been a victim of identity theft, you definitely want to contact the IRS. They have a different unit within the IRS. It's called TIGDA, and they can actually do investigation. You can provide them the information, but the most important thing is be proactive and safeguard your information, because once they have your information and they file on your behalf, it becomes a huge hassle to get your refund back to you. So you want to be careful.
My poor aunt had that happen to her, and it is not,
horrible.
it's years.
It really
is.
is.
So be careful.
Yes,
and don't try to dupe Kimberly Washington.
Yeah, don't call me with that.
Because she knows. She's got this.
Even.
All right. Kimberly Washington for us. Thank you as always.
You so much.
Getting the facts of their money matters. All right, let's get a check.